One question that I've been getting a lot because of this entire case where this black lady has landed in Pakistan is that how are black people viewed in Pakistan? So I'll try to explain and give you context into all of this. There is not a definitive yes or no answer over here. So I want to give you some more in depth into this. How are they viewed amongst the one thing which I want to just add over here? Nobody's going to be hostile to you. That is not in our culture. The overt racist hostility that does not happen, at least in Pakistan. That is one thing which I want to completely clarify. The older generation does have a sense of colonial hangover, a white complex, as they say, because we were formerly colonized by the British. So their beauty standards are all that like, oh, if you're more fairer, you have more privilege, you are more beautiful. That bullshit still does happen. And if you look at like the mass media over there, the idea of what is beautiful is definitely someone who's much fairer. And so if you look at our soap operas and our television and our movies, the actors and actresses and the models will always be like a definitely like much more fairer shade. But there is a but. So what happened was when the war on terror broke out, and this is like the post 9/11 years, everyone left Pakistan alone, and Pakistanis felt this deep sense of isolation. It was like we were punished, but we weren't out of all the hijackers and everything. Not one person was Pakistani, but except yeah, there was one man which they found in Pakistan. But point being, and that point being, like what I want to say is like the entire country was punished for it, and it was like we felt this sense of that like the entire world just left us, and instead like America made these like really racist shows like Homeland, where we were just all stereotyped as being these crazy like people with some weird ass views about the world. And like it just felt very isolating. Nobody came here. There were years like no one, not one person from like abroad came. We Our most popular game is cricket. All of the international teams, all of them stopped coming here. It was a very sad time and a very dark time in Pakistan's history, and a lot of Pakistan and every Pakistani felt it. Every Pakistani felt punished. And we're like the fourth or the fifth most populous country in the world, and everyone just felt as if we were all just all 250, 300 million of us were just feeling the brunt of it. But in reality, and this is not me just putting words in all of your mouths and everything. Just you can see the clips over here. Pakistanis overall, as people, we are very hospitable, and it is something which is imbibed within our DNA. Now, coming down to like the further part of the conversation, the first teams that started to come to play in Pakistan, and the first international cricket teams that started to play were all from black countries. So this number one was Zimbabwe. Number two was the West Indies, and the West Indies is like a collection of countries from the Caribbean, which is like Barbados, Antigua, Trinidad and Tobago, and then obviously it's our neighbors Sri Lanka, who are definitely of a much darker shade than us. So Pakistanis, we suddenly had this conversation on race then. So, and a lot of Pakistanis have a very deep respect for black people now. Very deep. And they don't care where you're from or not, but it's just black people. Because it was because of them that a game that was so beloved to all of us, because of them, that team started coming back. The white countries like the UK, New Zealand, Australia did not come. They were very happy to not come and play over here. They were very, because we're actually a good cricketing nation. We're actually seen as a very big cricketing powerhouse. So isolating us was kind of also seen as tactical, because they're like, oh yeah, it's going to cripple them. And so like the white teams were like, yeah, we're never going to come play over there. But it was the teams from all these black countries that started coming over here. And they came back to back to back to back. And many years later, it was the countries like Australia that they started coming playing here. So Pakistanis have a very deep sense of respect, and also a sort of like this debt where they feel like all the people that come from black countries, that we have to treat them with extra care. We have to be extra nice to them, because it's because of them that during those dark times when the world isolated us and left us, it's because of them that people have started coming back to Pakistan. So one thing you're going to see over here, and you see in all the footage over here, Onaija, despite being like the crackpot, the complete batshit madness New York auntie that she's being over here, despite that, the people are treating her like a queen. They are treating her like a queen, because a lot of them, whether it's conscious or subconscious, they know it at the back of their head. It's there that, no man, her people, it's people from that part of the world. It's because of them that people have started coming back over here. So it's there in their head. So if I like in summary, if I would say, how do people in Pakistan view black people, I think there's a lot of respect for them, and they will not look at them, treat them differently. They will not treat them differently. And it's also a generation thing. Probably the older generation, again, like I said, nobody's going to be overtly hostile. That is not in our culture. And hospitality is a very big thing over here. So I would never want to outwardly treat someone wrong. The older generation, probably like this kid's mom, will probably not want to. But the younger generation is the one that's seen the isolation years. They will all treat them very well. So yeah, that's how Pakistan treats black people. And in fact, most people in Pakistan are pretty chill, as opposed to our neighbors. There's tons of YouTube videos out there. You can go look them up and see, like, how's the black man or black woman's experience in said country. You will have your answer over there. So in Pakistan, yeah, we're pretty chill with them. Pretty good with everyone, to be honest.